How are we doing, gents? I hope you're keeping well. It's been a while since we properly caught up as we had Christian on for last week's episode, which was a tremendous episode. So thank you for everyone who tuned in and messaged to say how much they enjoyed it. So we will probably have some guests on again in the future. But for today's episode, you're just stuck with us three. So hopefully that'll do you. Well, lots of crack, lads. Anything strange from the last 2 weeks, no?
Not major. The one thing I'm going to say about Christian now as well is, like, I never met him, as I said, in person before. But since the podcast, we exchange WhatsApp numbers. We've been in contact every single day. And the point I'm making now is when people say bodybuilding can be lonely, like, I've made a new friend now here that could be a friend for life in literally an hour and a half of a podcast chat that we message every single day.
Mm-hmm.
No?
There's a little bit of like a mutual respect / brotherhood when it comes to bodybuilding. It's like, you know, if somebody else bodybuilds, you know they put the same kind of level of work and discipline that you put in. There's that. It's like, you know, like when you pass someone in the gym, you always see them in the gym. We had this conversation on the previous podcast.
Nod into the...
First you kind of nod, like, and then after that, it's like, how you doing? And it's like, oh, we get a session, bro. You know, you have that kind of respect for each other without even really truly knowing each other. So that's a good way to obviously break the ice, isn't it?
No, it's great to see. And like, the one thing me and him have been chatting about is we've been chatting about the gear back in like 2015, 16 and all the brands. Like, Mark might have heard of some of them. Like, do you remember Biosyra and fucking Swiss Labs?
That was my fucking very first cycle, Biosyra.
Yeah, that was the dirtiest stuff that...
I'm convinced that was vegetable oil, because that first cycle that I done, the worst acne I ever got in my whole entire life, I got off that shit. And I was convinced this can't be it. I think it was 400 mg test a mil as well.
The orals came in the little pouches.
Yeah. They were like, we were just kind of going back on them, like that brand, the Swiss Labs, Star Labs, all these things, just bringing it all back. And I was just like, it was a good conversation. But one thing we want to kick off as well is Dara, are you on 6 week out calories at the minute?
Yeah, so that was partly clickbait and partly the truth. So I'm kind of in between, right, where my 8 weeks out and my 6 weeks out calories were. My 7-8 weeks out, my 6 weeks out calories were for last year. So basically, my training day food is the same as it was at 6 days out last year, but my rest day food is slightly higher. Does that make sense? But then where I was from probably about 8 weeks out to maybe like 14 weeks out, like I was on that chunk of calories for a while. That was like slightly above where I am now, you get me? But yeah, he pushed me on quite a bit. You know, he made an adjustment and he like pulled the carbs like completely from my rest day, like meal one, right? And I was like, oh fuck, you know, that's nice. I must work this out. Like, this is like probably normally Cuba pulls like 40-50 carb, right? So like 160-200 calories. It's like, this looks like about 300 calories of a drop. Worked it out, it's fucking 500 calories on my training day, 450 on my rest day.
And it's in holding back.
Yeah, well, remember on the previous podcast, I said to you, like, I've never seen such a quick drop in a prep. So the first 10 days, I dropped 4.1 kilos. The next 10 days, my weight went up 0.1 of a kg. You know, now obviously coming back on cycle, yada, yada. But normally, even when I do come back on cycle during a diet, my weight will still consistently come down. So my average body weight was actually up week on week. So the adjustment was needed because, like, I kind of have, you know, 14 kg to pull off in 14 weeks if we want to be ready at 2 weeks out. So, you know, I'm gonna have to push on. And, you know, you can always eat more food, guys, but you got to get the body fat off.
Yeah, it'll benefit you now when you can kind of fill up into it rather than holding back. And that's probably where an area a lot of people need to understand as well. So like, that'll be interesting seeing, like, if you look at that, Dara, like, if people are looking at it from the outside as well, they're like, sure, he was on high food. If he's on 6 week out calories now compared to our 8 week out, what is different? Why is that the case? Like, if we look here, like, you've more muscle, your probably routine is all locked in. At times it's just probably metabolic adaptations as well. Like, your body isn't burning as much with the more muscle. So there can be multiple reasons. Like, it is kind of a thing that you have to look at.
It's weird. I thought I'd burn more because obviously I have kind of like the peptides in the background and like a little bit more going on, more GH than I would have ran the last time around, an extra 2 units, you know? So I thought, geez, I'm going to come down quick here. But sometimes your body doesn't react the way you expect it to, and that's okay. You know, you just got to roll with the punches. Every prep is going to be different, guys, isn't it? Like, the last 3 preps I've done, they were all very different to each other. So
Yeah.
for me to expect this prep to go exactly week to week like last prep is pretty naive, because we know in bodybuilding that just doesn't happen.
That's
You
not
have to do what you have to do. You have to, react to what's happening week on week. So yeah, I'm happy to just fucking push on anyway and just get peeled, and he can always eat more food. He can always just refeed me if my weight drops too quickly. And it's
exactly. You know what to do. And even looking there now as well, Mark, you put up a picture at 280. That's looking saucy. It's looking nice. Walk us through that at the minute then, just like where you've been over the last 2 weeks. And it's near the end of the off season, isn't it, for you?
Yeah, so things are in a good position. Body weight is, this is like in the realm where I actually started last prepper.
Okay.
So I'm not at peak, but I've been like 134 before, so it's not like peak body weight, but it's definitely obviously the muscle I've had. We've just kept it a little bit leaner this off season, and I definitely feel it's had its merit. Now, staying leaner doesn't mean that we're not pushing food and that we're just staying lean and are training this shit and stuff. Like it's still a lot of food. It's still a heavy body weight, but because we took our time, I think it's just we've been able to, like, weight would come up and then it would kind of hold, and we'd hold it and we'd let it settle. Anytime I reach a new body weight, I'm more watery. I just feel a little bit softer, and then it holds, and then I just get harder, and then it bumps up a little bit again. So I think a lot goes to be said for that, because I feel like if it keeps going, the first thing that starts to take a hit is like sleep and stuff as you start to get heavy. But I feel it jumps. We feel the effects of it. It balances out. Recovery and sleep is bang on, and then we trend up again.
Yeah.
And I think being patient has allowed me to see. Put it this way: I'd rather be patient over longer periods and not have to fucking mini cut in between.
True.
I think if you control yourself during an off season and not eat shit and not get fat, it just means you can be in a surplus for longer.
Yeah, I love that approach. I've done that in previous off seasons as well. And actually, I kind of did that last prep as well, where I'd like come down, but then I kind of hold at a body weight for a week or two, and then I'd come down again. And I just feel like when I did that last year, I almost grew into the prep a little bit. And even when I checked in with Google actually last week, he said the only reason we're making an adjustment is because we have a cap to meet. And obviously I'm going to be a little bit more pinched to meet it this year versus last year. He said if it was the case that I didn't have that cap, he actually would have just left it, because he sent me some comparison pictures and I was actually substantially leaner in some shots. So, it's not like no body fat took place in those 10 days, but I have to obviously get the weight off. It is what it is. And I think it would be better if I came down a little bit slower, probably. And I think coming up, it sometimes can be better to be a bit slower as well. For the reasons that you mentioned, I think mainly, Mark, like just the sleep and the recovery and everything else like that. I came up so quickly this off season. I took way more of a hit in terms of like my sleep, and my blood pressure spiked up for a while and all those things. And it's just what happened. I wasn't actually trying to come up that quick, but it just fucking happened. But I felt it a lot more than I would have if I had more time to settle,
Yeah, 100%.
I actually had a conversation where there's a big guy in Dungeon who's training there. He's kind of new over here, and he's Martin Winston's prepping, and he's like 10 weeks out or something, and he was like, I'm just kind of gauging what I'm going to look like this season. I'm going to be like 12 kilo heavier. And I'm like, what was the difference this off season? Like, what did you do different? He was like, honestly, I didn't push food as hard. I didn't push drugs as hard. I've slept better. I've recovered better. My digestion was better. Everything was just being utilized.
Basics.
And it's like, you'll hear similar things from bigger guys the deeper into it they get. The less they push and the less toxic they are and the less they overload food, etc., the more responsive they stay.
Yeah, I think
everything's a bit more efficient.
Insulin sensitivity has a massive, massive amount to do with it, because like if you are pushing food for a long time, but then you get too soft, you're pushing food, you're pushing the drugs, which causes insulin resistance. You're pushing growth hormone, which causes insulin resistance, right? And then you're trying to combat that with a bit of Lantus or whatever you're doing, right? Over time, eventually, if you are rushing, you're going to become insulin resistant quicker. And I feel like a lot of guys make the mistake of as well spending too long in a position where they don't pull themselves back down and almost reset that insulin sensitivity and come back up again. This is why I think, post show, you make the most amount of progress, right? Because you have that hard reset where you've spent a long time being very lean, you're super sensitive, you're partitioning nutrients incredibly well post show. And like Mark said there, you can stay patient, you can stay lean. You're prolonging that window where you're in a more sensitive state and you're actually using everything much more. Your sleep is better, your recovery is better. And that's just when you're going to see the most growth, right? So, I can't get over in the last 2 years the progress I've made with the shorter off seasons. Like that fucking 3-year off season that I took in between my first show and my second show. I look back at that and go, fuck, I think you wasted a bit of time there,
It is like what you said, like, because even when I'm taking from my point of view, from my post show, like insulin sensitivity was the most important thing for me now to push myself up here. And yeah, I did use Reta. Post show, I didn't use it on prep. I'm still using it at 2 milligram a week. And like my insulin sensitivity is the best it's ever been. Not putting it down just to that. It's my habits have improved and everything like that. And like my body weight, like I could be 125 if I wanted. If I pushed myself post show with food, did the dickhead like that we may have done before, I could have been up there. Like I'm hovering the high 115s to 117s now with lines still in my quads, feeling hungry like after my meals. Like, as we said, like it's super important that we monitor this. Whereas I think the younger generation don't fully understand it. Like even with say clients, it's their first time. I had a client there message me on his check-in and he's kind of getting frustrated that his body weight isn't climbing as quick as he wants. But he's gaining 0.3 to 0.4 the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know yourself, like that's an optimal position to be in if you don't want to turn into a slob. Like that's kind of where you want to see things.
It's kind of like the natural, like, life cycle of a bodybuilder, though. You have to go through that and make those mistakes yourself, like, don't you? It's like you have to do that, like, sloppy couple of push-ups to realize, maybe I should have took my time a little bit more. Maybe I shouldn't have chased the scale weight, etc., etc. You kind of got to learn those lessons because, like, I feel even for you, Mike, as the experienced coach, trying to tell this guy, look, don't worry about the body weight. You're making progress. You don't need to see the scale go up. He still probably needs to see that scale go up and then get to the end of the phase and realize, Mike was right,
Yeah. And that's what they learn, but it's all about us. Like it's at times when we see a certain number, like when I seen the 117s on the scales, the first thought in my head is for a split second is I'm getting close to 120. Whereas before my aspect would have been, I'm going to hit the 120 soon, where I might have done little things that would make that happen quicker. Whereas now, like I have a board up here, whereas my goal is I'm going to hit the 120. Like my goal is the end of March into the first week of April. So I still have 7-8 weeks where I want to hit that 120 rather than doing it in, as we said, 2-3 weeks. And then when our insulin sensitivity and everything, like you said with sleep, I'm going to give a little example on sleep now, like from yesterday. Myself and Gracie, we went out bowling last night. Not late, but we went bowling and we just stayed out for a while. We got back to the house probably at like 8:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30. But I found when I went to sleep, when we went to bed, and I woke up multiple times in the night, I seen through the aura. And I'd say as well, it's like, being out of our environment and like in the off season, what it does to us with sleep. Like, I'm sure you find the same things like Dara. Like if for you now, someone that goes to bed and Mark had a reasonable time, like if you had any activity like late cinema or late something, how much that does affect our sleep, our routine.
I went to the cinema last night, right? And I thought the film was going to be over a little bit earlier than it was. So I got home, right? I had my last meal only about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes later than I normally would. Got to bed an hour later, slept an hour later, and now I'm fucking like wrecked today. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I'm so fucking disciplined with my routine that even just that extra hour that's gone now, I'm like, fuck's sake. And you know how it is. It's like you wake up, it's like I tried to go back to sleep this morning, but it's like I'm so used to getting up at that time. It just wasn't happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What did you go and see? Because
Marty Supreme, very, very good film. I highly rated it. I think there's a lot of people who maybe might not like it, but it was my cup of tea. Like I like those sort of films. It was very intense, very suspenseful from the get go. You were just hooked on it, and it was like boom, 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 very high paced. So yeah, I like Timothée Chalamet as well. I think he's good actor. So I give it an 8.75 out of 10. I would recommend. I seen Avatar 2 weeks ago, and I give Marty Supreme the edge, I must say.
Yeah, that's the edge now. Yeah, because I'm probably going to go midweek Wednesday, so I might just check that one out. But
do, mate. I think it's very good. So, Mike, I have a question for you. Right? I want to roll it back to the Reta.
Yes.
What way are you dosing that 2 milligram? And did you start on 1 milligram and work up to 2? And what's the story there?
So I pretty much held it. It's in around 2. So it's like this 2.1 milligram is what it works out a week. So I'm doing 300 microgram a day. So I'm microdosing it in daily. So, and the reason I know you can see in studies, people are on about, like, say, like for obese people that are using it, it's a once a week injection. So again, the half-life on it will see itself through. And again, with that, what we're going to see and what I would have, like, what I did is I did for 1 week, I did my full 2 milligram in one day. I wanted just to see, was there any difference for myself? So what I found as well is I found by taking 2 milligram at once, I found my digestion actually took a hit on the first day. I felt discomfort in my stomach and I felt that kind of hunger, like as in dissipating. I found it did affect through my off season, whereas by doing it microdosing daily, I don't even realize I'm on it. Like, I'll be honest with you now, like taking 300 microgram a day and just dosing that through. My insulin sensitivity is better. When I got my bloods done, I see my lipids were better. My CRP 0. Like, I've had clients even tell me the same, and even a few people have messaged me who are using it as well. I had a guy in my DMs now. His coach asked him to go on Reta, and he was asking me the questions. Goes to me, goes, "Why would someone go on Reta in the off season?" I asked him dose. Like I said, "Look, I don't want to interfere. What's your dose?" He's like, 2 milligrams. So for me then to explain to him, is like, I'm doing that. No effect with appetite. What it will do is, obviously, as we said, like, insulin sensitivity is key. And with you guys now, like, I know Mark put up a post with like anti-Reta in a fat loss phase.
Yeah.
He's got the hand
The only,
shape.
the only reason I'm asking, Mike, is that, like, it's one of those things, right? Because Kuba said it to me already. He said it to me last year post show about doing the Red, and I was like, no. I was so against that. I was like, I'm not doing that. I don't need it. Blah. I was really stubborn with it, right? And then more came out about it, and more people are starting using it, and people are ranting and raving about it. And I know I'm going to try it at one stage, and I know he probably wants me to try it in prep. And I said, mate, I don't know about that. And he was like, look, we can always, reduce it or pull it down towards the end when you're peaking, etc., etc. But then I'm like, will I get a rebound if I do that? But for me, right, my digestion's bad enough on a fucking good day. I don't want it to interfere with it at all. And I've heard a lot of varying things. Like, I'm kind of like, I've always prepped and gotten in shape without it. So I'm like, I don't really want to add it in. But like, I'm like, I need to kind of try it for myself anyway at some stage. I'm like, don't I? I'm still on the don't want to do it side, but I'm just trying to.
It's, if I was going to say, like, say, if I'm saying from an advice, I didn't use it on prep for that reason. Because, like, I didn't want, like, not the fact of saying I didn't want to make the prep easier. I don't need it to diet. None of us need it to diet. We've all proved it. The reason I did a post show as well, I don't struggle post show. I don't have issues with cravings. I'm not going to tear the house apart like some people do. I used it because I wanted to actually see, would the benefit from, say, the insulin sensitivity. And I wanted to see, would it get rid of, like, that food noise, even though, like, I can control it. But I'll be honest, with taking 300 microgram a day, like, I didn't really notice anything. If I said anything from a hunger point of view, I would have ate my meal. And it's not like I would have went, say, if I had like 120 gram of cream of rice or 100 gram of cream of rice, I wouldn't be like, I could have had an extra 50, 60 gram. It kind of satisfied that urge that I like, or even with rice cakes, I wouldn't want to smash another 4 or 5. Like, I didn't have that thought process. Whereas if you were going to do probably post show, because like you're going to get through it there, but like even for you to experience that, because like you know how you feel post show, and if you can see it's not going to give you that effect of getting rid of your appetite and all that, you may see that, like, you'll see that benefit from the insulin sensitivity.
Yeah.
And if you and Kuba did use it, does Kuba use it himself actually?
I think he did for a very brief period. Like, I see the issue with me as well is there's going to be so much going on, because like the first 3 weeks, like once I start competing, I've got 3 shows 3 weeks back to back, and then I'm over in Spain, and then it's like I've got 2 weeks between shows, and then another 2 weeks between shows, and then potentially another 2 weeks after that. So it's like up, down, up, down. So like, I know my food is going to probably be going on a roller coaster. You know what I mean? Like, I'm probably going to be pulled down hard into the show. Then I'll be hovering. Then I'll probably, like, in between the 2 week period, do a low week and a higher week. And I'm just like, if all that is going on, I don't want to risk having the digestive issue. But then if it's very mild and in the background and it doesn't affect that, I'm like, yeah, it's one of those things, right? It's like, I know I just have to fucking try it, but
It is.
I'm actually more afraid of the risks than I am intrigued of the benefits. Does that make sense? As of now,
True. Yeah. The other aspect you need to look at with Reta as well is like it needs to be removed on peak week.
Yeah.
It's not something like I've seen a lot of research. I've listened to a few podcasts on it as well. Whereas if you're trying to like load food and load hard, like it depends where you were. If you're still running in Reta through that, like you're going to have that problem of loading in the bigger meals, especially where you are. And that's what kind of the research was saying, that people are seeing gastric issues when trying to load high volume of carbohydrates while like doing a peak week. So,
and this is kind of why I see it a little bit pointless while I'm on prep, because like, if I'm going to be experiencing any food noise, right, which is what a lot of people are using it for, the food noise is going to be the highest in between all the shows when I'm fucking holding condition peeled out of my mind for 8 weeks. But I won't be able to use it then because I'm going to be peaking so often. So it's like, why would I use it at all? I feel like if I'm going to use it, I'd rather use it now and remove it in like a month's time. Does that make sense?
yeah, get you over the like, as in, I know you don't struggle, but it get people over the initial hurdle of the caloric drop.
Not even that. I just like, if I'm going to try it, I'll probably just wait at the post show, to be honest. But like, it would probably be better for me not to add it in at the end, because I feel like I'd be overthinking it. It would be better to just fucking do it now, see how I get on, and then just pull it completely. You know what I mean?
What's your thoughts, Mark?
That post, right? I'm not against Reta. I have clients taking Reta as well at the moment.
We all do.
Personally, I just for myself, one of the big things I like about bodybuilding is the challenge. It's the I like mental growth. Like I like just fucking being in a dark place, being like, fuck, how am I going to get through today?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And it's just, yeah. Someone commented being like, the judges don't care about how hard you work. It's not saying about the judges. I don't give a care. Like, I'm not saying replacements or anything. I'm just saying for myself, I like the challenge. I like it being difficult. That's what I enjoy about bodybuilding. Oh, I wouldn't use it in a prep. And I think a lot of people are in the same boat as well, that they like the challenge as well. They don't need it to be easier because they haven't used it for the whole time. I think now, put it this way, right? I still think the people who love it and the people who aren't afraid to suffer, I do still think that they will.
Cream will always rise to the top.
Yeah, but I do think the standard of people who can't diet will obviously massively improve, because obviously, they're able to diet now.
Yeah.
But
You're right with that, like, as well, because like as what I'm saying here is like, when I enter a prep, I don't think I'm going to use it or put it in through that, because like, as you said, when it's coming down for like if you're doing higher steps cardio and your food comes down, your insulin sensitivity is going to improve so much, and like everything in there. Whereas, Mark, would you experiment off season with it, like that low dose?
so he said it to me after the last show. He was like, "Do you want to bring some in?" I was like, "No."
Yeah, I was the same. You said it to me about 5 times.
It just has a reminder on his phone for like, ask Dara this week, ask Dara in 2 weeks' time.
It was relentless. I kept saying no.
Like I said, I liked it. It makes me feel alive. Does that make sense? It makes me feel like, fuck, like I can, fuck. I like feeling like that, so I don't want to pull it, but I will use it. I think the best time for me to use it is going to be coming out of the shows. I don't want to use it in prep, so I'll be coming out with shows in maybe like September, October. So I think I'll use it between then, like coming up to Christmas.
Yeah, it's good shout. And like, I think we're all on the same page. Like, and the reason as well, like, I used it. I wanted to know what it feels like, have that experience. So when someone asks me,
Exactly.
I can give genuine feedback as well.
Yeah.
Like in that aspect, because like when we're locked in, like, because like the way I take it is, I take our advice over a lot of people. Like if like someone just comes up to me in the gym and goes, "Oh, I've used Reta, it's been whatever," and you look at their physique and you don't know if they've dieted to our level or done shows, it's very hard to believe them, like their experience, like how they feel. And like if Dara used and said to me it did all this or whatever, I 100% take your word, like, right, I need to experience myself. I'll probably feel the exact same as you did, because we're all on the same journey. We all do the same hard work. So that's going to be an interesting one now. We'll all have feedbacks on our Reta buzz now for the end of year podcast, the Christmas review.
there's no way around it. Like I know I'm gonna have to use it at some stage again, because I do have multiple clients using it now, and like more people are going to want to use it. And here's the thing as well, like you're going to have clients who are lifestyle clients who are going to want to come to you and use it. You're going to have clients who would have never even gone near clean, but they'll take this. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the sort of drug it is. Like you see it over here on TikTok. Like Chloe be showing me these things all the time. All the like just normal fucking people over in the UK, like putting up TikToks about their Mounjaro jabs and all this stuff. Like it's mental, guys. It's like very normalized, very accepted. Like I see all these skinny jabs in the exact same way I see steroids. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the same fucking thing. It's a drug that gets you a result. It's cheating to a lot of people, but it doesn't seem to be viewed like that. It seems to just be acceptable.
The people who have, do you know, the average person who doesn't bodybuild or whatever,
and gives us,
they always say, yeah, like you're a cheater.
Yeah,
you're now using that to lose body fat because you can't diet. So what difference? What difference is it?
Yeah.
Genuinely, it's mental, isn't it? And yeah, there's a lot of other things that I'll have to use and I have to try as well, like the peptides too. Like even now that I'm in prep again, peak off season, I was like, these are doing nothing for me at this stage. And now that I'm back on prep, I'm like, I can kind of like feel it again. You know, I actually started taking their last week, Methylene Blue. And I know you had some experience with that, Mark, in your last prep, and you read it. And I remember I seen it a couple of times, didn't think much of it. And when Mark told me it was good, I was like, it must be good. As I started taking it last week, I'm fucking telling you, you'd be dialed in after it. It's next level.
I remember the first time I took it, right? I was sitting there like during a work block, right? And I was like, fucking hell. I was like, have I taken extra clean? I was like, what's going on here? I was like, the only thing that's changed is the Methylene. I was like, what the fuck? Just like ultra focus.
What did you double that back then? Did you go 10 or 20 or?
I started off with 10, but I finished off, I was running 20.
Yeah, because like I've been using 10 for a while, and like to be honest, to me the brand, I haven't noticed anything, so I'm thinking I'll try 20.
I got
it's a big difference.
I got mine off the Chinks, so it comes in a little unlabeled bottle, and the pills are like bangers that you get back in the day, but just unmarked. So I could be taking 10 milligrams, could be taking 15, who the fuck knows? But I've definitely noticed a massive difference since I started taking it. But then I'm waking up in the morning, right? I'm taking SLU, L-carnitine. L-carnitine is always something that has dialed me in massively cognitively anyway. So I've got my SLU, my L-carnitine, right? Then I've got my Methylene Blue, and I've got my Mot-C as well. I take that Turbo Drive from Engineered, which is a nootropic formula, has lion's mane and a couple of other things in it, right? And I started taking the oral version of the 5-amino 1MQ the last 2 or 3 days as well. I swear to God, I'm waking up taking that cocktail in the morning, and I feel like I could work all day. I'm like Bradley Cooper at Limitless. All the fucking algebra signs are going like this when I'm fucking sitting at the desk. I swear to God, it's nuts. I never touched up in my life.
You're like,
you're only short doing a few lines. Fucking hell.
Proper junkie though, yeah. Like I feel like, I feel like, you know what it was? I'm kind of like the last couple of mornings as well. I'm like, should I take a break just for today off that Methylene Blue? I'm like, nah, and I just fucking pop half a tablet of it. Do you know what I mean? So it's addictive. Like when you feel that good,
you get that drive. It's hard. Like if you're locked in, you don't want to lose it. Like that's what you can see with the film Limitless. That's why when he's running low on tablets, like doing anything to find that end stash. But Dara, with the SLU, is that the Engineered you're using? Is that?
Yeah, I'm using the 6,000 mg a mil one.
Is there a pip off that one compared to like, you know, there's bad pip off a lot of SLUs out there. So
yeah, I was taking the 1,000 mcg Engineered one, and I actually had a bottle of 1,500 mcg RP peptides SLU as well, and both of those had a pip, like there was a bit of a sting off them.
Little wasp sting, like
zero sting off the 6,000 mcg mil, and I actually thought like if it's that concentrated, it could be more of a pip. No pip at all. No pip at all. I've done it sub-Q. I did a sub-Q twice, but I didn't really like how it sat in my belly button. And do you know what, lately, guys, as well, I've been getting almost like a little bit of nearly like scar tissue build-up from like all the pins I've been doing sub-Q, because like I have the GH, and since I started doing like, you know, the Mot-C and the peptides and stuff, like I'm getting like kind of hard lumps under there, so I'm trying not to pin sub-Q, so I just stick it IM mixed in with my L-carnitine and 0 pip at all. So it's fucking great. And then like you just take a tiny little bit of it for 600 mcg. It's unreal.
That's it, the 0.1 doing you nicely rather than the other amount. But no, that's going to be interesting now as we see you run through these next few weeks.
Yeah, mate.
Are you, Mike? Are you home for shows in Ireland or for shows PCA and
Yeah,
stuff?
I'll be the first PCA show. I'll be home 26th. So like in the next while, like I the seminar in Ireland on the 12th in Cork.
Yeah.
So like I'm going to do what you did as well, Mark. I'm looking at setting up like a training day the day before in Cork. I must just contact Motivate. So I'm going to do it with the clients of that seminar. So I'll have the 26th of April. I'll have then the next PCA show is what, the 17th or 18th of May, whatever week. And then obviously we'll have muscle contest in through there. So I'll be at all three of them ones. Or any of you, like I know, Darry, you're in prep, so it's different for you. But Mark, you'll be at muscle contest anyway there with the shiny thong on, and we'll be oiling you up. But what about you, Mark? Are you back for them shows?
Yeah. So I'm back for first timers 26th of April.
Good.
Then I'm probably going to have to come home for the month. Because the week after that is NABA. The week after that, I have my client shoot day. The week after that is PCA. The week after that is muscle contest.
That's it. Like it's fairly ramped, isn't it? Like when
B&B in Dublin going to cost you a lot. You have to maybe phase it out, do a little bit at home, a little bit outside of home, maybe or something.
Yeah,
you stay at home, but like fuck me,
it's hard to be out of
5 weeks at home is fucking long, like especially when you're used to your own space. 2 weeks for me at the Christmas time, I was like, I hadn't done that big of a stint at home in ages, and it was nice and all, see my family, but at the end I was like, oh fuck, I need to get out of here.
You miss your desk, you miss your home, like your own little comfort, like when you're doing work, like they're the things, like Mark, like the thing is, you're on the other side of the world now, like that people need to remember, like you're an 8-hour flight into Dublin, isn't it? So it's not like us, like we can hop on a 30-minute flight, like we spend longer in the airport than in the air.
But I think that's what I'm going to enjoy about coming back, is that, you know, I said to clients before moving out here, I was like, look, when I come back, I'm coming to shows, I'm doing meetup days, I'm training with clients. I've done the last couple of times as well. So just because I'm over here, it doesn't mean it's any different, because it actually means I'm back in home base for longer periods then. So
true.
It doesn't really feel like I'm a million miles away.
Yeah, like that's it as well. And like, you know, it's great to kind of get them in, because like, even that's what I'm looking forward to now, because like that's what I was planning yesterday. I've been planning that kind of client day myself. I'm going to get onto a videographer now as well. Obviously, it'd be nice to have that. Then we have the seminar the next day, and like the seminar, it'll just be nice as well. Just Lewis Breed is doing it now as well, so it'd be nice to even just catch up with his side now after like his bad accident last year as well, like when getting back into it. So it's nice to see Irish bodybuilding, as we would have touched on in previous podcasts, where there is increase in shows, increase in interest, and increase in everything.
You need the shows to get people interested. Do you know what I mean? Like there needs to be multiple shows in the calendar year for people to be like, oh, what's this? What's this going on? Oh, another show, and I might go to this, I might check it out. You see it on Instagram. It gets people it draws people to the sport more. Whereas if you just have one PCA show up in fucking Derry every year, it's like nobody in the Republic of Ireland has a fucking clue about bodybuilding.
The only thing now, if I was going to give anything that I'm looking at on the calendar with the PCA shows, is on the 26th, they've first timers and they've naturals on the same day. So they're kind of like the 26th.
Sorry, the September show is the same, because
September is the same. Yeah, it's the two
clients in both shows, and I'm wondering, like, is one in the morning, one in the evening? Or
it's going to have to be like, I was going to give Warren a message just to find out in advance, but I'm assuming it's going to be like a 9 to 12, 9 to 1, like wrapped through, and then they'll probably start again at 1:30 till 5 or 6. But it's just going to be a thing. Is like, obviously I understand from cost of renting venues, and if they want to increase Irish bodybuilding, like if they have to do 2 separate weekends, it'll probably cost a fortune for them as well. Obviously we know that, but it's just, that'll be the only kind of thing, is that you're wondering what way the entries will be with 2 shows on a day, considering it's a first timers, which is enhanced into a natural show.
You won't have to buy 3 fucking tickets, because I think I actually have someone in the naturals, the male and the female. So like that's 3 tickets.
It's going to be a long.
I'll ask Warren, will he sponsor this podcast and give us all the coaches past then for the Irish shows?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
What's that, Mark?
Did you say you were back in September, Dara?
Yeah,
for a show?
because I have a client photo shoot in August 16th, and then I've got the PCA Ireland on the 20th, and I got like 4 people in that. So I might even come home for the month as well, Mark, to be honest, at that time. Because that's at the end of August, you see, as well. End of August, I've got Chloe's birthday, my mom's birthday, and it's just a good time to be home, you know?
When you what PCA show is the end of August?
No, September 20th. So my client photo shoot is the end of August, but then I'm probably going to stay for the month and just do the photo shoot into the PCA and maybe just,
I'll be
yeah.
I'll probably do the Ireland one, so it'll be cool. It'll be good to, that you'll be there.
Oh, yeah, sick. That's good. So
With the way it works out timeline wise, because I'm still in the push. So like I reckon realistically it'll probably end the end of this month. Let's say I run health phase like March into April, maybe start prep back end of April. That'll be like, say, May, June, July, August. That's what, 17, 18 weeks.
yeah.
And then a couple of shows through September. So like
Perfect.
Ireland's British finals. Yeah, so that's what it's looking like.
Okay, yeah. You may as well, Mark, as well, because if you're going to be kind of like coming back home, if you're doing big stints where you're away from Dubai for a month or 6 weeks or whatever, you have to just get as much done at this neck of the woods as you possibly can and just squeeze it all in, don't you?
That'll be very good. Like
It'd be interesting actually, Mark, to see how you manage all that, you know, with like the clients and the shows and traveling back and everything else. Like it'll be tough. It'll be a new challenge for you. And I suppose it's another one of the considerations about going over and moving to Dubai, you know, just one thing you have to manage. So
yeah.
No, as I was just saying there as well, Mark, we could be on a similar kind of timeline.
Yeah.
So that's it. Yeah, like end of year. Like I haven't fully locked in the exact plan as of yet, but I'll just kind of keep running through. But it realistically will probably be the end of the year. I wouldn't mind getting one of the, like I haven't done an Irish like PCA show since that one in 2019, and like I wanted to do it last year, bar that flu kicked my ass. Like so, ideally, I want to get in there.
Is the muscle contest September show, Mike? Is that on before or after the PCA, or is that on the same?
Before, it's on early. It's on the 6th of September, which that's what I'm kind of looking at that. I assumed that was going to be on the last weekend. I thought that'd be like the 26th, 27th of September. So my plan originally would have been to do that, but because it's early, I could potentially still do it. But that's what I'm saying. This is going to probably give me that like footway into doing open bodybuilding, because like I'm not gonna rush my prep 4 weeks early just to make a classic cap. If I'm going to be like above it at that stage, where realistically in my head I will be, like I'd expect to probably be around that 108, probably 108, 109 mark, coming in at that kind of 4 week out kind of mark, like if that position 4 or 5 week out mark. So looking at potentially the muscle contest then, like which is the 6th of September, which again, as I said earlier, but it'd be nice to see like,
isn't it? Because they pushed the May show forward and then they pulled the end of the year show.
Another one, yeah. So it must have been, I don't know, like obviously looks, it's going to be like, was the venue booked for something else or something along the lines of that? But that's what, Mark, you didn't say you were going to do the muscle contest, did you? Apologies, I might have just missed it when you were saying it. Did you say PCA first, if I remember?
I'll see how it works out, because
what would you have to do regional wise? Sorry, you might have said it earlier. Now I'm getting confused. I don't know. I definitely wasn't daydreaming.
Yeah, regional wise, what are you going to do actually?
You see, I'd love to do a regional in Ireland just because
it's Ireland and where we're from.
But at the same time, I don't need to do a regional.
Yeah.
I'm a Dubai resident.
Okay.
He's on
in Dubai. There's no.
He's on.
There's no regionals in Dubai.
The muscle contest end year. That's not a pro qualifier. That's just a regional in September.
But you're residency of Dubai now. Like they don't have like shows into. They don't have NPC regionals there.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I don't have to do the muscle contests in order to qualify for a qualifier. Do you know what I mean?
I just wanted to double check. Yeah, because I was with the Dubai residency. That was catching me.
But I would like to do it just to be back in Ireland competing. So I'm going to see what's the logistics and see what works out.
Yeah, see where you are like at that stage, like when you're coming in around that kind of timeline, then into September.
That's
and
good. I
It'd be
can be there, I
interesting.
can be there to
It'd be
watch
really
all
cool.
that and take a step back at that stage. I'll be done at that stage, thank fuck.
We'll be swapping. We'll be there to see Dara muscle contest May, and then he'll be there to see us. Hopefully, both of us in September.
Yeah, no, I
I'll
will.
be interested to see. I'll be interested to see where Dara's living or what his game plan is after, like at the time.
True, actually.
I know, man. That's why I think I'm waiting to just fucking come home towards that time. You know what I mean? So we'll see what the story is, especially with the state of affairs of the fucking UK at the moment, and everyone is getting up and leaving, like, aren't they?
I
So
know.
yeah, we'll have to wait and see, boys.
Exactly. Focus on prep now. The fucking UK can fall around you, but
I know. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm getting distracted by all these other thoughts, and then I'm just like, nah, I need to just lock in on what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be a long prep. You know, even though I feel like once the shows kick off and they start, it will go quicker after there. There's going to be a lot of traveling. There's going to be a lot of coordinating and stuff like that. But my man is actually going to come out to Spain with me. She has agreed. I was on to her. I was like, come out. So she's going to come out while I'm for the first show. So like just before the first show and for a couple of days afterwards, which will be nice. And then I'm going to have Matty, videographer, out with me for the Empro, which will be good as well. That'd be sick. I'm looking forward to that trip now a lot.
Yeah, no, that'll be good now. And like, that's the one I'll be at as well. Like, because we'll be there for the Emperor Pro for Eva doing that one.
And I was thinking nearly before when I booked it, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go on the 4th or whatever of June, and I'll stay until I'll go home, the after show. And I was like, I have to stay for the pro show when I'm there. So I'm going to go home on the Monday. And obviously with Chloe, she needs to take like all those days off work, So it's going to be fun. But yeah, I'd have to stay for the pro show when I'm over there.
Yeah,
hopefully good lineup.
You could be there. You could be trunked up. We'll see how
best case scenario.
We'll just see how that kind of runs out. Do you know, actually, as well, I completely forgot. Like, because remember we were on about Irish people doing the muscle contest in May. Like, we were going through the classes.
Jim is doing it. Yeah, I doing in the gym the other day, and I was like, "Are you on prep in the gym?" He's like, "Yeah, I started 3 weeks ago." I said, "Oh, sure, you're fucking doing the muscle contest Ireland." I completely forgot about that. So, and Jim is in Class B. Brian will be Class A, Jim will be Class B, I'll be Class C, Mantis will be Class D.
Yeah. That's what I just kind of remember, because I was chatting away through Jim, and I was like, fuck yeah, he's definitely doing muscle contest. And I was like, we missed out on them. So this is a shout out to Jim. Yeah. Now that it could be the 4 Irish guys in the regional overall, which would be sick.
Yeah, that's what you love to see though. Like the more good guys do it, the better. Do you know what I mean? It just makes a sick spectacle for people. And I think the closer the competition is, the better as well. Because, when you're watching bodybuilding show, we know as well, guys, from going to bodybuilding shows, it's boring when somebody comes out and you're like, this fella's running away with it. And there's no competition. You want it to be cool.
You do. If you have an overall like that, where the physiques are going to be so different in each kind of way, that kind of thing, that it's going to be like, and if we're talking about physiques that look so different as well, like, look at say yesterday when they did that seminar for the MPC, the Two Bros seminar. Do you see like Naz, Yemi, Jack Eagles, and all the lads?
Jack looked really good, guys. Jack looked fucking sick. I've seen him in the gym today as well, and I was like, he looked really good on stage, like even just like against Naz and all those. Even your man Kim Angel, very, very good. And like Jack was really standing out to me on that stage. So
it's drawn. It's just that round, that fullness through, like just through the structure of that physique.
Yeah, no, he's looking a lot more like bubbly. Now this year than he did last year. Obviously, the way he's prepping is a little bit different. He's not pulling down super, super hard and things like that. So I'm very excited to see. What he looks like now this year.
I don't think people realize how big Jack is.
He's huge.
Because he's obviously very classic, lovely shape, but he's a big boy.
He's dense in person, very, very dense. Yeah.
That's it. Like, I only seen him in person first time was probably about 3 or 4 months ago, because he was in our gym. Actually, he was down the Preston gym, and just when I seen that, like, when you see online, just seeing the density in person, it was just like, fucking hell. Like, he could break a few hearts now in the.
Yeah, and he's still so young as well. He's still only like 23 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I didn't even did my first show at 24. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like he probably will make the Olympia this year, because I know he's got a good couple of shows planned. Oh, I know obviously it's much harder now this year with Classic to make the Olympia, But I do think the caliber of guys who are going to be at the Olympia now, they're going to be legit this year.
Yeah, the same, like, and Naz has his shows. What's he doing? The New York and Pittsburgh, was it? Drive.
New York and Pittsburgh. Yeah. So
Yeah.
big shows. So like he wins those, he's going to be one of the favorites heading into the Olympia. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. And they're the right shows for him to be doing now as well. Like coming off that placement like last year.
And like you do New York and Pittsburgh, you were in front of Steve at New York and you're in front of, you know, Tyler at Pittsburgh because it's the Manion's show and it's Steve's show. And they're the two head judges. Like, you know what I mean?
Why can't he win the whole thing? I think out of everyone, he's the one progressed the fastest rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously, look, Ramon has been there for a long time. Mike has been there for a couple of years as well. Ruff has obviously been there from the very beginning. But like, Naz is fucking coming up and he's making progress. And once he does maximize that potential that he does have, I think it's going to be lights out, guys. And I think like they want to give it to someone and they want to create. I don't want to say they want to create a new standard and they want to replace Chris, right? But they're looking for a guy. They are. You know, they are, because there's big boots to fill with Chris. And you look at Naz, he's got that wow structure and physique.
Right away.
He's gonna be the guy. If I think this year, next year.
I think out of everyone that's there, he's gonna be the guy who can just go on a run.
Yeah.
And take a few.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy to think.
And you know, like as well, like it's like when they're doing that now with the new qualifying system like that, like it's crazy if you go on a run, because like there has to be more higher standard lads, like even like the same with open bodybuilding, it's gonna be more standard. Like what is it again? Is you have to win 2 shows. New York is going to be qualify, isn't it? Like it's the bigger show.
Yeah, for classic you have to win 2 shows, but open is still win a show you qualify.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, because like that's it. Because like open, like what was a classic? Like 60 competitors, 57 last year.
It's for like 212 classic bikini,
the
men's physique that they've made that rule, which is good, you know. But now they're just going to have like a lot more guys, like who are just like all the good guys are just going to win 2-3 shows back to back, and it might potentially discourage guys from doing multiple shows. But again, look, the cream is just going to rise to the top, like, isn't it?
Mm.
I think, is it going to be unhealthier for guys as well, do you reckon? Because the guys are just going to be like, yeah, right, I need to do a run of fucking 8 shows now. You know?
Like you could put someone on a run, like, you know, if you win, say, like in Classic, you win your first show. And then if you're second, third over 2 or 3 shows, like you could go on like that, like over a 2-3 month period. And you'll have no downtime in between the Olympia, like, you know, kind of like.
Or really could happen to you this year, or something you could happen to you. There are going to be guys in Classic, like Quinton. Last year, he got 4 second places or something like that.
Yeah.
That's heartbreaking. But it's like, if that happens to you, it's like, well, tough shit. You're not getting probably. Well, no, you will get the points, won't you? They brought the points back.
The points are back, yeah. Like, okay. So it is an interesting one. And like, that's something that will be interesting now with us doing this podcast, is like when them shows, like we can get like the little wrap up reviews, like that would be a nice one.
I do actually want to do that. I do want to share the screen and start getting things up and doing a couple of like, you know, show predictions and different things like that. So that'll be a good one, intro, but we'll avoid, as we said, we won't go near the Rate My Physique. They can fuck off.
Yeah. We'll do it for the Arnolds, the four show. Well, that's sports, isn't it?
It is. It's in a month's time. We're only at 4 weeks.
3rd or 4th of March.
Yeah, we're 4 weeks out.
We'll have the UK one then, the end of the month. We'll have 28th, 30th of March, we'll have the UK Arnold. So will we wrap both of them ones then into it? Like, that'll be a good one. We'll have US and...
Yeah. Sure. What you reckon so far? Who's going to be your favourite now heading into that Arnold? I think Hadi is actually in. Obviously, there's been a lot of...
It's visa at the minute, like he's just waiting on that confirmation.
He's in. I seen it there today or yesterday. Yeah. Tonio was out, but you've got you've got 6 guys who've been in the top 7 at the Olympia. Okay, so you've got Andrew, Martin, Hadi, Nick, Brandon Curry, and Rafael Brando, and Tonio, but he's just dropped out now. But you got 6 guys who have been top 7 at the Olympia. It's fucking a stacked Arnold's like. I want Andrew Jack to win.
Andrew Jack's, like you'd say, yeah. Like it's going to be like, but the same thing like that is like you're going to see what ways Hadi going to come in through there now. Like I know, like Andrew Jack probably could have placed higher at last Olympia. Like there would have been no one would have thrown their their hands up if Andrew placed higher.
You know what Andrew is? He looked incredible at the Olympia, but he was fucking on. And it's like, can you rely on him to be that on again? I mean, you know Hattie's going to show up on. You know what I mean? You know Hattie isn't going to be off. But it's like...
The same thing with Martin.
Yeah.
Martin's going to be on it. Like, what's he going to bring
No,
now?
Martin's going to flip-flop. He's been up and down a little bit. They seem to have figured it out this time around. But I don't know. Martin can lose his head very easily, I think, at times as well. So I'm kind of sometimes a little bit scared.
The guy who won it last year, the amateur, is doing it. The black guy that John Dewar coaches.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I've seen that actually. I remember seeing the video he put up, John Dewar,
I forget his name
the other day.
Yeah.
I forget his name. We'll have to bring him up in the next one, but he's going to break some hearts.
Yeah, for sure. Classic will be good as well.
He looks crazy.
Like Summerfield will probably be the front runner, but yeah, no, it's exciting. It's good. Bodybuilding, the standard these days, guys, is just nuts, like, isn't it? You know, it really is. People want about bodybuilding being so much better in the 90s, this and that. And it's like, yeah, you remove like the top 5 guys from like, you know, a 90s Olympia. And then beyond that, you don't have the same caliber. You just don't.
And even if you look back, it's like, you know, the way at the start of the year, everyone was doing these like 10-year transformations to 2016 to 2026. Like people were putting up the Olympia from 2016. And like if you look at some of the standards, even there, like even let's say in the classes now, like where it's actually progressed to, like it's just ever growing. Like, and that's what we said, like these shows are going to be like, that's why it's getting super exciting. Like you forget it's like that, like it's 4 weeks away now till the season begins.
Yeah. 2016.
I think it's just,
go on.
I think it's just because obviously there's a much larger field now. So there's more people getting into it. There's more genetic freaks just being found.
Yeah. Because
people are starting to more people are starting to train, then more people are being like, oh, I'm a freak. And then it's just fucking more and more of them.
Oh, I'm a freak. Yeah, no, it is, isn't it? Like you get a year or two to train.
But that's what happens. Like fucking Jack Eagles trains for 3 years. Oh, I'm 21 and I'm gonna fucking go to Olympia.
That's actually something that I wanted to speak about as well, but it's more so like on the fucking drug side of things, right? It's like, I feel like if you've been training for a long time, right, and you don't even look like you train, you probably don't have the genetics for bodybuilding. But also, if you've been training for a long time and then you kind of don't really look like you train that much, but you start taking gear. I mean, if you have everything nailed and you take 250 milligrams testosterone, you're going to put on an incredible amount of tissue in the space of like 12 weeks. If you don't, you're fucked. And you should probably just do something else. I'm not going to lie. You know what I mean? If you don't get barely any response, it's like, I've seen this happen. Like,
I was listening to a podcast the other day as well. Who was, what's his name? Was it Jack Wilkes and fucking a few of the lads on it. And they were literally saying on a bulking cycle, if you're doing test EQ and you add a bit of NPP, if you can't grow on that, like you may as well just hang up the trunks and never bodybuild.
I'm excited to do something like that. I'm not going to lie, because like people say Primo is weak and blah, blah. I've just been doing test Primo and mass cycles for like the last pretty much fucking 5 years. So bar like a little tiny bit of NPP or tiny bit of trend here or there. But I just want to fucking do high test, fucking low dose EQ and NPP and just fucking see how I get on next off season. Just do something.
That's where I'm probably going to end up, because like I'm test EQ at the minute with a small bit of mass in through it, but I'm probably going to put in the NPP. I'll probably going to look into that, like probably drop the mass. So I'm going to run bloods now next week. Like I'm feeling that little bit of like my EQ, it's not low. Like it's like test is like 800 test and 550 EQ. So like it's not like is like 2:1. So like it was in that position now where I'm going to bump the test up, where I can feel that little bit of lethargic. You know, when you feel that little bit low estrogen, when you have a little bit of fatigue is creeping in the evenings and you're just a little bit lazy. I have a little bit of that kind of creeping in at the minute. So I'm going to run the bloods and just see where that is, because I just want to be able to get that response, because like it's working very well. But the last week or two, like I feel I need to just make that little adjustment.
I know from taking the EQ that I did take last cycle that it was just way too much for me, and I bumped it down to 400 towards the end, and that felt good for me. It felt better for me, but my test was fucking high. So like I reckon the next time, like I'll probably do like 200 EQ to start off and just leave it there and just titrate my test up and just see how it feels, and then just do like 200 MPP on top of it or something like that. You know, I think milligram for milligram, my dose should probably be much lower. Like if I did like gram a test, 200 EQ, 200 MPP, like that's only 1400 milligrams. It's much lower than what I do peak off season in the past. But that being said, I do probably think those drugs are going to be worse for your blood work. Anytime I ever took MPP, lads, my bloods were not the best.
No.
I mean, they just weren't, So, like, I think, devil's in the dose and devil's in the duration with those things. You can run very long cycles, 20, 25 weeks with the test primo mast and see your blood work relatively fucking good. But I'm just not convinced that would be the case with MPP. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I just don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Give it a whack and see. Only one way to find out.
That's it. Pin it and see what happens.
Yeah.
What's going on outside bodybuilding? Tell me what's you have to have something
I'm
interesting
on prep,
going on.
bro. I'm on prep. You were asking the wrong person at the time. But yeah, I don't know. What's going on outside bodybuilding for you, mate? You're the
Yeah,
one over in Dubai living the high life, like.
Like
Yeah,
we're going through storms at the minute, Mark. Like we had torrential rain and storms, and
in fairness, I did see that. Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
it was like one of my clients is Dublin based, and he sent me a video on Monday, and it was literally just a flood outside his house. Like it was just like everything was flooded. He was like, might be late to the gym today. It wasn't the excuse of I'm not going to the gym. It might be a bit later to the gym today, but it was like that. When I looked at that, like what you have, Mark, now being able to get up in the morning and know you can kind of get out in a pair of shorts and in the sun, like get out for the walks. Like it's something to be happy about now. Like something I do miss from the Spain life is being able to do that.
Yeah. What do you see yourself back somewhere like that? Or are you kind of settled?
Yeah, like Mike, would you just fuck off to the Philippines with Gracie for like a couple of months? Like, would you ever do that?
Do you know, it's something that could potentially be down the line, as in like just to look at it, because like I'd love to see all the parts of like the other parts of it, like the little islands like El Nido, Coran, and all these places. Like, and like the thing is there with going to them country, like over there, like it's so cheap. Like what you could do is like if you brought a grand and went to one of these islands, like you could probably live like a king for 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks solid. Like that'd be like eating out every single night in a 5-star hotel. Like I stayed, when I went to the Philippines, I stayed in a 5-star hotel and it was £40 a night.
Yeah.
So like, that's kind of what you do where it is something that I'm kind of looking at. Like it's something I want to do when I run through, say, the next kind of 12 months of this. I kind of like when I finish this prep, I'm going to have a little look and then see where things are lining. Cause like the thing is, the world is so big. And you don't want to be caught in just like that one place. Like I'm glad, like
this is well, fucking 4 years here now, and I'm just kind of I
itching a bit.
And like I'm so locked into this prep, right? And obviously I've been working towards this for such a long period of time that I am very focused on this. But then in the back of my mind, I know I need an environment change. I know I need to just fucking get out of my kind of box and routine that I'm in right now. Not that like my routine or life is going to change, but like I need the change of environment. Does that?
You need that new, fresh. You need
I need a freshen up, man. I need a freshen up. Like it's just like it's kind of wearing away at me now a little bit, kind of being here and some of the problems it has, and just the negativity as well from a lot of the people. You know how it is, and just fucking
yeah. Like that's the thing about them countries. Like say if you do a plan of going Thailand, Bali, or if you enter in via the Philippines, right, like that is the difference the people over there have like with life. Like no little problem. No one's complaining.
They're all so happy.
Like they're all happy. You give them a bit of string off like Gracie would have told me little things before when she was younger, stuff in the Philippines they would have done. Like they would have played games, like they would have collected. Like there's a little thing where they collect spiders in it's kind of like a little box and it's split into 8 little things. You have to collect spiders. Like they're not poisonous ones, but they'd run around, they'd be trading spiders, they'd be trading, these little things where you look at that, like if we were told that when we were young, go off there and collect a spider too, you'd be like, oh, fuck off, like rather kick a ball or, play with a hurley. But like the basics they have in there can be so happy, whereas
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, like, but I think in the Philippines, their English speaking is like really high. Like they all speak English over there.
It's like it's very Americanized is how I put Philippines, as in they'd use the word, like they'd be using like American terms, like rather than saying like a footpath, it'd be like pavement and them kind of stuff. And they'd be like, we're going to high school, we're going to like that. And it's very American, like English is taught all through school. Like everyone speaks, it's proper full on English.
I worked with a girl from the Philippines when I was in Kerry Group, right? And she sat beside me for like a year, and her name was Jennifer Estella. It wasn't her actual name, but they give people westernized names over there as well. So Jennifer Miller was her name, kind of sounds like a porn star name or something, doesn't it? Right? But she spoke, right? We went out for a staff night before, and the man in the restaurant thought she was from California because of her accent. Like she spoke like a fucking, like an American, like a Kardashian. So obviously whatever way they learn English over there must be like, I don't know, watching a lot of American stuff, or maybe taught, like, I don't know.
As I said through there, it's like if you've been over, if you ever go over there, it's very Americanized from an English point of view. Like in the bigger cities, you'll get that kind of vibe. And when people are speaking, it is kind of, it's all American English rather than like, say, us Irish English with the way they're speaking. And like all their names like this is gone very Western like that. But like most of the people you meet over there, they're all nicknames. It's all like JR, JC. It's all short names, CJ. Like that's the way kind of most guys would be called over there. But you'd fit in well. They like you. They like the tall white lads, big muscles, tall white.
They call you big man.
Mark,
I was laughing at your story earlier during the week when you're on about the elevator thing. How long did that take you? 6 months?
Right, that was funny, yeah. But I swear to God, I've never felt like they make you feel like you're massive, because like all the Indian guys and stuff, like you walk past them and they're just like, and I'm like, it's crazy because
they're the biggest muscle worshippers, those fellas.
And so I have a lift encounter every single day, because obviously all the cream drivers and stuff. So every time I get into the lifts, you know, I'll get in and they'll look and they'll be like, "Nice body, sir." Everyone says the same thing. "Nice body, sir."
I've seen Reese McDonald's story as well.
Yeah.
Thing getting into the taxis every day over there.
Literally. And like the thing is, like they don't they'll say it to you straight away. Like they really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And like I said, if that was the UK, you'd call it, you said.
Yeah, I know. Fuck's sake.
You know, the proper undifferent.
Like,
yes.
If you were to go anywhere, does Gracie, obviously she doesn't work online, does she?
No. She doesn't work online. It's kind of,
so
that's the only little thing that would be holding it back a little bit. Whereas, like, again, like that's the kind of thing we'd just be kind of looking at there. Like, it'd just be like, what would work through there if we did, and just whatever the plan of action. And just at the minute, like, as well, like, she has still, like, she's a Filipino passport, but British citizenship. But the thing is, with the Filipino passport, they want a visa for nearly every country. So it's a little bit of a nightmare, because like, it's just like, if you're going to go traveling, like, if you apply for stuff like that, it can just be a little bit awkward. So if you worry, you'd have to kind of plan it a good bit in advance. But as I said, like, we're seeing, like, she's on the lookout for a new job. So we're just going to see kind of what way things kind of pan out. And like, we'll see. Like,
you take for granted, lads, having something like an Irish passport, don't you? One of the most important passports in the world.
The best. It's up there, top 2 or 3 in the world. Like, you forget, because like,
I think now it is actually the best passport in the world.
Singapore is number 1, and Ireland is joint second, I think, with Spain. Crazy. But like, it's like that. Like, if you were doing the same thing there, it's like a British passport. Like, I was chatting to like last time I was at the airport, like when I got a Uber back, the taxi driver's like, "I have a British passport," and he goes, "If I go anywhere now, I need to like get a visa for this. I need to do this." They've gone from like the 10th down to like the 60th or something. Like, it's really dropped.
We do take the Irish one for granted, don't we? We can just go anywhere.
We've never had to think about it our whole entire life. Like, if we're like, "Oh, we're going on holidays," all you do is book a flight, book accommodation. You never even think of a visa. Even for America, like, you go online, 15 minutes, boom, you pay $20 and there's your visa. Like, it's no big deal.
It's like when they see it at airports, they kind of give that little approval. Like, when they see an Irish passport, it's like you can feel that you're liked. You know, that kind of way nearly already.
Yeah, they love it. Like, sure, they all.
We're nice people.
But it's anywhere we go. Like, it's anywhere you go. Like obviously stereotypical Irish pubs. Like, when I went to Antalya, like there was like
Irish pub there, yeah.
They're all Irish bars. Like, they're all Irish pubs. Like, everywhere you go, that's what you see. So it's showing that they see us, like, as we say in Ireland, like, the lads are having the crack. Like, that's what they think of us, like, having good times, good fun.
Yeah, so, I passed that Irish pub in Antalya, Mike, and all English people drinking in there. It's hilarious.
It is, isn't it? Like, that's it.
Turkey is more of a spot that English people go to. Like, even when I told my parents I was going to Turkey, geez, I'd never heard of anyone.
Yeah, it's a proper English kind of thing to go. And that's when I saw all the Irish pubs. I was a bit kind of thrown back a little bit. I was like, I thought the all British pubs, like, it'd be.
There's the fucking Irish pub everywhere.
And stuff everywhere and all that kind of fucking shit.
When you were younger, yeah. If you ever like went away or anything, like, would your would your parents be like, you know, I'm not going anywhere with the English? Like, were they like really against the English, or was that just mine?
See, well, my dad used to be really like that, and then we'd go on holidays, and he'd be
Yeah.
fucking buddy, pally, drinking with all the English and the Scottish people and stuff like that. So yeah, he'd say it, but then in reality, you know, it wouldn't be the case. Like, you know,
Were you very patriotic to the Irish flag then, Mark?
Like you see it all the time, and like Irish people would be very like, you know, I don't like English people, but then they'd be supporting the English football. I'm like, it makes no sense. You support the English football team.
Yeah, they don't even know who plays for their local Gaelic team then as well.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, just depends where you're from in Ireland, I suppose. Like, isn't it?
I know.
The Dublin are the country.
Yeah, Dublin. I had to say this I said this to Matty the other day, my videographer. It's like, you know the way there's London and there's the rest of the UK. It's like, in Ireland there's Dublin and then there's the rest of Ireland. Because he said to me, he goes, "You're from the same place as Ross Byrne, are you?" I was like, "No, mate, completely different. Ross is from Dublin. I am from Tipperary." It's like, it's not even on the same map nearly. But yeah, very, very different.
Yeah, we're forgotten about. That thing is, Mark's lucky because, like, has anyone ever said to you outside of, like, where they might say Dublin, Belfast, maybe Galway is like the only 3 spots people.
Me and Mark were friends for about 2-3 years. He still kept thinking I was from Waterford and I'm from Tipperary. He knows now though.
Waterford.
Dara, if you didn't say Tipperary there, I still wouldn't remember where you're from.
Classic fucking dub. Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah.
But in fairness, my brother lives in Waterford now. My sister lives in Wexford, so
it's funny.
I'm getting a bit more adventurous outside.
I was chatting to Cuba and Meg today, just as I finished my session. I was coming out of the gym and they were coming in, and I don't know how we got talking. Meg was saying, "Oh, I like your rings." I said, "They're Irish rings. One is a Claddagh ring and one is an Irish heritage ring." We're talking about that anyway. And then she said to me that I'm easier to understand now. Like, I've assimilated into English society now, that I kind of lost my accent a little bit. I was like, "Really?" I said, I said, "Yeah, do you know what? I actually watched an old YouTube video of mine a couple of weeks ago, and I do kind of sound a little bit different." Kuba was like, "Yeah, you sound way better now. You're way easier to understand," and stuff like that. I was like, "Oh, thanks, mate." I've lost some of the colloquialisms, all right. Like, I don't say boy and kid every fucking 2 sentences. I just say mate now, which I used to hate, actually.
Yours is
it's up where we are, so everything is pal.
Yeah.
Mike, your accent is like easy for, I think, anyone to understand. Dara, you're very thick.
Everyone says that, but I never thought that. But yeah, I remember Chloe's family, funnily enough, Chloe's mum and Chloe's sister actually give out to her now because they say she sounds like she's from Tipperary and not Cork. So I've rubbed off on her.
Lost some of the Cork swang, some of the.
Yeah, you know what? When I first met Chloe, she had like proper Cork, but it's actually not as bad.
Yeah, when I first met Chloe, man, you could, like, pure Cork.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So high pitched, pure Cork. Hey girl, like, just super, super Cork. But now it's a lot dulled down. If she went back to Cove though and she was there for 2 weeks, trust me, it would be straight back in speaking like the Corkonian. Yeah.
Do you know the way when you hear the accent in a while? Because, like, when I went back at Christmas, I was in Cork, like, I was at my sister's in Ballycollig, and wherever we went, you just start hearing that accent, that Cork accent again. Man, you miss them things a little bit when you're here in the UK. Or
you know, from living in Cork, Mike, you lived in Cork probably just as long as me. Like, there's nothing beats that Nari accent. Like, it's just fucking brilliant. I love it. Like,
it's so, like, when you sit there, you just listen to it all day. Like, it's fucking brilliant.
You remember, Dara, when I first met you? Remember it was over in Sheffield.
Yeah.
I think we went for a coffee or something, and you were like, Chloe's like gone to the shops or something. I was like, "Who's Chloe?" I was like, your missus.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I've seen her. Like, this is like, I've seen her like a week or 2 weeks or something. Yeah, we just came over.
Yeah, I just asked her to come over with me. Yeah, we weren't even together at that stage, but when we got home, we were then. But yeah, because I remember he asked me that. She's like, "Oh, is that your missus?" And I was like, not technically, really, but you could kind of say that. You probably thought this fella's fucking off his head, did you?
That was the very start. And I remember that was our first time out of Cork.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Nice.
She was very sheltered, but yeah, good times. Fucking hell, it's hard to believe that's what, 5 years ago, Mark?
Mate,
5. Fuck.
5 or 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Amazing.
And I still remember, like, yesterday, me and Mark training in what is it, in Elements, or what was the other, Ultimate Performance in Marbella. Training Yeah, like, and it doesn't even feel like it was. Like, that's 5 years ago, like next month. Yeah. Like, that's the only, I remember that leg extension too, like the two of us kind of on, like, I remember you standing over, like, oh,
I can remember what weight you were, Mark, when we first trained together. I remember you being 116 kilos. I remember thinking, fuck, 116 kilos, that's big. And I remember when I recently hit it, I was like, I'm the same size as Mark when I met him. Lovely. Yeah. Because I can remember that. Fucking hell.
oh, stop.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
other things you completely fucking forget then. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Something important just completely over your head.
Doesn't matter about a leg extension from 5 years ago. That's where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah, your form was shit, by the way, Mike.
I know, fuck's sake.
Right, we wrap that up, Mike.
We will.
All right. Guys, thanks for watching. As always, hope you enjoyed that one. It was a little bit different. A lot more bodybuilding talk at the beginning, but we lightened the mood up a little bit towards the end. So drop a like. We'll catch you in the next one. I was actually thinking
True.
I was actually thinking after the last couple of episodes, I was like, we need to actually start talking a little bit more about bodybuilding again. Because in the first episode, it was like bodybuilding. And then we said, we need to not be as much bodybuilding. But then towards it started just getting too far removed from bodybuilders. We are still bodybuilders at the end of the day. So we have to strike a balance.
We'll get that balance. We'll get there.
Give us feedback. Yeah, give us your worst down below in the comments. And if you're on Spotify, then go on to YouTube, drop a comment, you lazy fuckers. All right. We'll catch you in the next one.